Hi guys, today I want to talk about why B students or F students sometimes achieve much more success in life, become great entrepreneurs, famous, open big businesses, and versus A students. Most of the time you don't hear about them a lot, but they could become great doctors or great lawyers. Now, why is that? Now, not every A student, obviously, not every F student we're talking about become successful. But why B student or F student can open bigger business and become entrepreneurs? Now, it all starts in school. When you go to high school, most of the students, if you watch my videos about vector psychology, it's ano vector kids, perfectionist who needs to, their role in the tribe was to gain knowledge, to read those books, to get to learn a lot. They have great memory, these people, and pass it over. That's why they could be great doctors, great attorneys, because it's their role in the tribe. It was one of the roles. It's to be a master. Now, because they master and they always trying to do everything with their own hands, and sometimes you hear nobody's gonna do it better than yourself and all that. It's all the same vector, but as far as B students or F students, they're more team players. They're always trying to achieve goals with someone else because they need help in school. They ask somebody, they work with somebody. They have to go through these problems. They always do it with someone else involved. They play soccer, they play football, they team players, most of them. As far as A students, most of them they play tennis. They kind of, I mean, not necessarily, but what I mean, they kind of self players. And if you by yourself, obviously, you're not gonna able to build a big company. There is no way. You need people. And if you don't learn it in high school, how to communicate, how to become friends with other people, how to even delegate, you even learn how to delegate some stuff. You even sometimes you cannot pass a test, you ask for somebody and you kind of delegate, but it's a little bit different. But what I mean by that, everything they're trying to achieve, they're looking for team, they try to delegate, they team players. It's not good, I'm not saying it's bad, but that's the reason why it's so different. Because A student, it's vector, it's trying to be perfectionist, trying to achieve the best results by himself, so he can be praised, he can be that good boy that mommy loves him and everybody else. They need that, but they do it because it's their personality. It's their role in the tribe was to be that master, to be the butcher, to be that accountant, to be all those roles where you work kind of by yourself, and even preacher, and it's all that vector. They're really not big team players, and that's in the tribe. if you checked my videos about vector psychology, you know in order to survive, you need all 8 vectors, all different people in the tribe. Otherwise, we're not going to survive. So in order to hunt mammoth, the big animal was, you need a lot of people for that. One person maybe can hunt down a squirrel or deer, but not, one-on-one you can't fight with the leopards. And that's why that one person not gonna able to build big company. There's no way you're gonna build company by yourself. Sometimes the same vector could do it. There is some exceptions. Usually it's handled with audio, with visual very rarely, but with audio, I know several business people, they're very successful, they billionaires, and I'm not gonna name because I don't do diagnosis which vector has and all that. You have to learn vector psychology. You're able to do it yourself. But the point here, that's the reason why one person can build big company, and another one, it's no matter what he's gonna do, he's gonna put the same effort, but he still wants to be everything perfect. He still try to do important things by himself. And if you're doing business important things by yourself, you don't know how to delegate. You never ever will able to grow a big company, because not only important things, but there is some you can say, anything in business you need to learn how to delegate. It doesn't matter how important it is, even if it's because sometimes you have important things in business, and sometimes you have things that has to be done, you can say, right away. So you can call them like immediate whatever happens. For example, customer walks in your store, somebody has to talk to this customer. I'm talking about that kind of immediate thing. Or somebody calls to the store, somebody has to pick up the phone. That definitely has to be delegated, and that person always see those mistakes. He could do it better. Obviously could do it better because he started the business, but he's not gonna able to make it big if he cannot delegate. So it's better to find different vectors and put in your management, but we'll talk about that in another video. And there is important things, how to get a business loan, negotiate some deals with wholesalers, something that doesn't have to happen at the same moment, not immediate, but important things. Sometimes you cannot delegate some of those things, but it's those things you can do by yourself if you're in the process of building big companies, but you must able to delegate those you can call immediate things that happen in your business. And processes definitely has to be delegated. 9 o'clock store open, somebody has to clean the store every morning and before you close it. Doesn't matter what kind of business, office, it's the same thing. Somebody has to clean it when you close, in the morning. Somebody has to make sure that AC is on, AC is off, and all these processes definitely has to be delegated. So if you're trying to do everything yourself, try to find somebody who could Dermovector. Usually it's Dermovector. They better in business, negotiating deals, but try to find kind of different personality so he can kind of fulfill you, and together it's going to be easier to move forward. Also, I cannot say that it's better to do business with partner. Sometimes it's harder, but if you do, sometimes, I mean, depends. But if you do, always try to write down everything on the paper. Whose role, what's the percentage of the state, stake, I mean, the company share, who owns what, and all these things. If you don't put it on the paper and you have a partner, you're gonna run one day you're gonna run into issues with who's gonna make more money, who's gonna do this, and I mean, your business will die if you're not gonna do that eventually, because things changes all the time. So you do have to have it written. So it's not gonna say, "Oh, I thought it's you," or "I thought it's somebody else." So it's gonna be easier. Now, it's better if you have a partner. Try to stay maximum one or two, because when it's more than two partners, when it's 3 or 4 people opening up the business, most of the time it's not gonna work out. I did research and study on that, because everybody has its own opinion, unless one owns more than 50%, and the rest they kind of more investors. That's a different story. But if everyone has the same percentage, like 20%, 5 people, sometimes it's gonna be hard to make some decisions. You have to call conference call for everybody has to be present when you make key decision. I mean, it's gonna be, business has to be fast. That's how you can be successful, and all the key decisions, all the decisions has to be done very fast in a heartbeat. And if you have a lot of partners, you're not gonna be able to do that. That's why a lot of businesses fail, because they have board of directors. They wait for the meeting. Somebody wasn't there. They have to reschedule it and all this, and it takes forever. And eventually somebody creates iPhone, and board of director of Nokia will not gonna make it, because they have to. It's too many people's involved. It's very hard. So try to stay with one, maximum 2 partners. Done research, most of the businesses, 1, 2, maximum 3 people that became really successful. Up to 3 people. If you starting, testing ideas, you don't try to build big company. You're just trying to build a company that will give you some resources where you can start different niche. That's fine, but don't start big company and thinking you're gonna build great company with 4 more people, 5. It's gonna be very hard, almost probably impossible, because eventually everybody wants to have its idea to be more important. Somebody will. I mean, it's gonna be a mess. Okay, so stay tuned, guys. I'll see you next one. Take care.